is sexuality? Human sexuality is broadly refers to how people experience and express themselves as sexual beings. It is a part of human experience that allow people to relate intimately to others. Sexualities can be expressed through thought, belief, attitude, and values beside behavior. Why adolescent sexuality is a concern now? Firstly, puberty occurs years earlier over the last few decades. Secondly, adolescents are being exposed to different value systems in the modern society. They are in the critical stage over anxiety and uncertainties about sex. Thirdly, adolescents are subject to illusion of invulnerability. Although they are aware of the consequences of risky sexual behavior, they do not think they are vulnerable to sexually transmitted disease and unintended pregnancy. They will also have a personal favor that view their sexual experience is a unique experience and a sign of loyalty. The adolescents need us. They need support about their sexuality. We need to help them to pass through this vulnerability periods healthily, physically, and psychologically. Center of Disease Control and Prevention in US reported that adolescents accounting for half of all new sexually transmitted infections, although they represented just 25% of the sexually experienced population in 2015. Next, according to the World Health Organization, about 60 million girls aged 15 to 19 and some 1 million girls under 15 give birth every year. Also, research revealed evidence of high rate of school dropout among girls, abortion, adverse health and social outcome of teens, childbearing, psychological consequences of premature sexual activity, and increase in depression and suicidal thought. All this has deprived adolescents in achieving their full potential in the later adulthood. Why parents? Although the adolescent can learn the accurate knowledge about birth control and sexually transmitted disease in school, however, there is a gap in sexual education, which is the positive sexuality's value. The parents are the best person to inculcate the positive sexuality value because children are sensitive to the emotional value the parents planted in them. Generally, the adolescent sexuality programs has been introduced with three very different approaches: the risk reduction approach, risk avoidance, and a combination of two approaches. Research findings from all approaches come to a common consensus that it is easier to help adolescents in sex abstinence than consistent condom usage. In the past 2 decades, sex education in US has shifted from risk reduction approach to abstinence program that stresses the importance of monogamous sexual relationship with one spouse. Whether you are using a safer sex approach or sex abstinence, let's ponder about this question. What are your acceptable risks in a children's sex behavior? A safer sex from sexually transmitted disease and unintended pregnancy with inevitable pressure and harmful psychological impact associated with premarital sex? Or a guaranteed zero risk of sexually transmitted disease and unintended pregnancy? On top of that, a healthier psychological state and a better preparedness in having sex in a marital context. Whether you are in the camp of a safe sex or sex abstinence, we can only influence the adolescent sex behavior by speaking out to our children. Numerous promising studies have suggested that parental communication about sex reduces adolescent sexual risky behavior and have a predictive power in adolescent sexual behavior. For instance, research found that sexually active adolescents that have sex communication with parents use contraceptive at a higher rate, have lower rate of unintended pregnancy. Likewise, for those adolescents who are not sexually active, they reported that they began their first sex at a much later age when parents talk about sex to them. Hence, being open to adolescents is not equal to being permissive. This is one of the biggest fears that the parent had. We want to deliver the emotional relations and responsibility of sexuality to our children instead of seeing sex as a taboo, a risk, or a problem in adolescence. Explaining sex to the children shouldn't be a one-off lecture. Instead, it is an ongoing conversation. And as their parents, we have the luxury of time to educate them at the most comfortable context. Parents, we need to get ready before our children gets ready. Research has highlighted that sex education programs are best given before the sex initiation, regardless of all the approaches. We are going to talk to our children anyway, so Let's have meaningful sex talk to our children. We need to teach them that sexual activity outside the marital context is likely to cause harmful psychological and physical stress. We need to highlight the importance of self-sufficiency prior to engaging in sexual behavior. We need to teach them the negotiation skill and assertiveness in sex behavior. We need to establish the positive sexual value in adolescents before they were flooding with the information on contraception. We love them, and this is one of the biggest gifts we can give to our adolescent children. Dear parents, the first intercourse is one of the most consequential events, and the timing of this event is crucial. Parents, we have already done so much since they were born. Why not? We get ourselves ready to take charge of our children's developing sexuality and preserve the positive sexuality value to help the adolescent to transmit into their adulthood smoothly. Thank you.